Well, happy Friday. You've made it all the way to the end of the week. Just about. And it's another Friday, and it's a good one. I hope it's one that you get to enjoy. Beautiful outside here today, and I hope you get out and enjoy some of it today. Things are getting better. Keep thinking about that. Let's work in that direction. Hey, come on in for a moment. Let's share a thought or two here on this Friday, and maybe it'll be a blessing to you. I know you're a blessing to me. In all seriousness, let's think about something. I ponder some of the statements of Jesus from time to time, just the wonderful personal application of them is so rich and valuable, and you just can't dismiss them. One of my favorites and one of my favorite passages of reminder throughout the pages of the Bible is the one in Matthew 5 and verse 16. Let your light so shine. Wow. He's already said you're the light of the world, salt of the earth. Now he says, let your light so shine that men might see your good works and glorify your Father who is in heaven. I think one of our greatest pastimes is griping about what other people are not doing. We do that a lot, don't we? It could be right in our home. I wonder if that's going on right now at my house. No, it couldn't be. But in all seriousness, we recognize authority, and we think somebody ought to be doing something. We look at what's happening in our communities, and we say somebody ought to be doing something about that. There was a fellow in the congregation years ago, and I heard him banging around in the church building one day, and I went to see what he was doing, and I said, what in the world are you doing? His name was Floyd. Some of you know who I'm talking about. And Floyd said, what I'm doing is what somebody ought to do. He said, always hear somebody ought to do something. And he said, well, I'm somebody. Isn't that the way it ought to be? I am somebody. That sounds like something that was picked up by one of the civil rights leaders, but it comes down to just everybody, doesn't it? I am somebody. I am somebody, and I need to think about myself as somebody. Now, that's not about arrogance. No, that's not what we're talking about. But it's about being who you can be, being who you're supposed to be, recognizing your own light. You are the light of the world, Jesus had said. Now he says, let your light shine. And I think we need to emphasize the pronouns in there. Your. Let your light shine. It's not waiting for somebody else's light to shine on you as much as letting your light shine on somebody else. Let them see your light. Let them see who you are. Let them see what you can do. Don't be afraid, but be willing to step out. Be willing to say, that's something I can do. I know we say that from time to time, but when you listen to the words of Jesus, it gives it a certain amount of importance, doesn't it? When it reminds us there is something I can do, let me do that. When you realize how short our span is here on this world, we need to do it, we need to do it today. We need to do it, we need to do it now. We need to do it because it's we who can do it. It's you, it's me. It's taking it on ourselves. I guess we could spend our lifetimes waiting for somebody else to do it. But I kind of like Floyd's thought. I am somebody. Everybody talks about somebody doing it. Let me be somebody. That sounds like it ought to be a part of a song, doesn't it? Well, Whitney Houston's talked about, give me this moment in time. But this is our moment. This is our time. When we think about it, here we are in the beginning of one of the greatest seasons of the year. New birth, new growth, beautiful things. Grass is growing, allergies are going wild. Oh, I didn't need to mention that, did I? We see new growth, blossoms coming out, trees coming into bloom, grass is beginning to grow, flowers are sprouting from the ground. It's a great, marvelous time of the year. We've come out of the kind of doldrums of winter. We see the beautiful Kodachrome colors of spring. So it's time to be somebody. One of the greatest opportunities and one of the greatest presents you'll ever make to the world is to be that somebody. And in being that somebody, you become exactly what Jesus was challenging you and me to be. Be somebody. Let your light so shine that, man, the people can see your good work. And let them then glorify God for the work that's done. If you have a little trouble with that, thinking I ought to be a little more hesitant, I ought to be a little more humble or something, it's not about humility, it's about doing the right thing. And doing it yourself. And let me remind you of one of my mother's favorite statements. He that tooteth not his own horn, the same shall not be tooted. Take it for what it's worth. Hey, it's a great Friday, and I think we made our point, haven't we? Today, be that somebody. And everybody will benefit from it. Glad you're with me today. It's a great Friday, and again, I hope it's one that's a blessing to you, and you are to everyone around you. Share the time. And I hope to see you again very soon as we'll share some more things a little further down the road.